So somebody sent me this, I think on Patreon, and they're like, Joe, this is a new kind of hip hop, and I'm like, oh, what's this? It's this Indian guy in like full gear, like full, you know, this Indian. I don't know what you call that, full, you know, feathers and the stuff they wear, whatever that you would call that. Like full ceremony outfit, and he's rapping about stuff. I'm like, listen to his lyrics, and then I came in here, like, this was a few days ago, to do like a meditation. I was just like focused on wanting to do something because I'm really seriously getting answers in my dreams. I asked something so specific, not last night but the night before, about that mountain in New Mexico that I'm on, that Indians used to dwell on, back in the day, searching for something. I was, and I'm asking, can you give me the coordinates of something very specific I mentioned in my meditation at night as I'm going to bed? Can you please give me the coordinates? I don't need the first two numbers, because those aren't going to change. It's decimal format. So the first two numbers, decimal, then the last part of it, both the north and the west setting. I'm like, I don't need that. I just need the after the decimal point. They give me a number in my dream last night. I go look on the map, Google Earth, of this one particular area where I was given a lead. So it's a very small area, and there's only not very many numbers are going to be right in the general area that I'm thinking. And this effing number, compared to a map that I have that someone gave me, I may have just gotten X marks the spot, I swear to God. And I'm like, holy crap. Anyways, another story for another day. But you know how I'm very attached to the Indian people, Fred and his wife Cynthia and all these people. And I see this music video, and this guy's talking about, problems that they have. White man came and took their land and everything, and he's got some raps about it. And I came in here to do this meditation the other day, and I'm like, oh, there's that video. I was like, well, let me just watch it real quick. Someone sent me, and it's actually this one. I'll play it in a second. And I'm like, all right, well, let me just watch it real quick. It's only 3 minutes. Let me watch it, And I'm like, damn. What else has this guy got going on? So let me check another video. Watching that video. Let me check another video. Watching that video. Next thing I know, my time's up. I got to go do something. I'm like, damn, I came in here to do my own little meditation thing I had planned. And I was too drawn in, man. And there was a couple of times I had tears in my eyes. Just because, man, it just really, man, I felt a serious connection. And I'm like, man, I might need to reach out to this guy and just talk to him if he wants to chat. Just I don't even know about what, honestly, but I felt like super, like, oh my God, I need to talk to this guy, man. And I'm looking at him, and I'm not sure if this is him, but I had a channeling session with Julianne not too long ago. It was a guided meditation, actually, not a channeling. It was a guided meditation. And oh no, wait a minute. It wasn't with her. I did that with her, but then afterwards I was like, all right, I'm gonna, like, the next day or something, I was gonna do my own meditation. She's like, well, think about the things that I was telling you. Listen to that kind of music we were listening to when I was talking to you the other day. And I'm like, all right. And I actually do like astral projection, or I leave my body for, like, 2 seconds. And I'm awake, even though meditating, my eyes are closed. And I just appear next to this Indian guy. And he wasn't dressed like this guy, but they don't normally dress like that either, unless it's like time for a ceremony, typically. So this guy would just, I don't even know if he had a shirt on, actually. I just don't remember. But he was sitting down, and he's about like that guy. I'll put the picture back, this scene back up, but about this guy's age right here. And he was sitting down eating, I think out of like a little bowl with his hands. Like, he didn't have a fork or anything. It was just like this, kind of eating like that, I think, from what I recall. Unless he had a little spoon or a little something. I just didn't catch it when I came in. But it was like, I just felt like he was using his hands. And he recognizes me coming in. And he looks up over his shoulder. like I kind of startled him for a second. But he's like, "Who's that?" You know. And I'm over here like astral projecting somewhere. So he goes, and then he just, as he's got his big, face full of food, he just gives me this like smile, kind of a smirkish smile. And then I'm back, and I'm back in my body, and I'm like, oh damn, I just saw that. I was like, whoa, okay, cool. Well, Julianne had mentioned I'm going to be meeting a young man that Fred is going to introduce to me when he takes me around to some of these pueblos and in some of the different Indian nations throughout America. And she's like, she's doing a channeling. She goes, oh yeah, he's going to introduce you to someone younger than him for sure. You and this guy, we're going to be like this. And it's important, very important connection. You'll bond with this guy, this Indian guy. But Fred, maybe Fred will introduce you to this guy. So I thought at first, well, maybe it's the shaman spirit at the mountain that I'm at, because I know he's there protecting that place. But he's pissed off at what happened to his people from the Spanish long ago, from what we've figured out through all this remote viewing and psychic help that I've got. And I thought, well, maybe it was him, younger, because this guy had hair that was slicked back, and that's all I could see. So I thought, well, it's probably in a ponytail if it's slicked back. So it's got to be held up somehow. But I didn't see that part because he had already turned like that. But this shaman had the same Dick Algar when he did a remote viewing. That's what he described. So I thought, well, maybe that is him. But I mean, it's not necessarily uncommon to do that either. So anyways, young guy I see with hair slicked back, looks at me, smirks at me with a mouth full of food, and then I'm back in my body again, like 2 seconds at best. I was like, whoa, cool. The only time I did that before was with a guided meditation with Woo Woo Dude, where I went out for a little while. So anyways, I'm watching this guy here, and it was a really cool. This guy can play the flute like badass. He can beatbox. He can do it all. He can scratch, like record scratch. He's got raps. He's got rhymes. Like, as they say, he's dropping bars, son. And I just started watching some of his other videos. So like, let me click his channel. He's got 104, I think, 1,000 subscribers. So I'm like, hey, it's just like me. I think I got 103 or 4. And I got teary-eyed a little bit just watching some of the videos. Just, most of which are kind of music-ish, videos and stuff. And he had one with a lady and her daughter, and she's giving her stuff to put on and get her maybe for a ceremony or something. I don't know. I was very drawn to this, man. So listen to this. I might have to try to reach out to this guy. Just ask, can we just chat? I felt like there was a connection that happened when I saw him. I go, oh man, I think I'm gonna have to reach out to this dude. And I don't know what it is yet, But I'm looking at him going, oh my God, was that the guy? Was that the guy eating? And then I saw other images of him in other videos, and I go, maybe not. Maybe it's not him. And again, they said Fred. She's like, Fred's gonna introduce you to this guy. So, anyways. Of course, I should probably just forward this to Fred. Hey, Fred, you don't know this guy by chance, do you? So you've run into this guy at any of your ceremonies, So, I need to send it to him anyways, just to see what just to ask, because I was like, God, it kind of looks like that guy, but he did have slick back hair in what I saw, and I don't think this guy did. But anyways, check this out. Let's listen to this real quick. This is really cool. Let me make myself a little smaller. Here we go.
Across the block, Kahe Belaja, where I get my chala. Who first, just the First Nations MC. You could do the search, who been through the worst, surviving genocide, fighting for a better life. They try to set aside the true history and keep us mystical. They say they founded this country on biblical principles. It's so cynical, but I'm an analyst. It's murderous, they refer to us as merciless. Indian savages, now that's written in the Declaration of Independence. That's no kidding. Hey, open up your heart, let love lead the way. Light your path with the words that I speak today. Let the lessons flow, arrive and bless your soul. Systematic racism alive, intentional. Know better, do better, it's the motto. It's the good medicine, the hard pill to swallow. Know better, do better, it's the motto. It's the good medicine, the hard pill to swallow.
His daily life was filled with ceremony, and every act had some significance. The Indians believed in the spiritual, the mysterious.
So that was pretty cool, if I must say. And I must say, that was pretty cool. So I just want to share that with you. I'll put the link up to the video, and if you want to click on his channel, check out his other videos. It's actually really cool. Supaman is his name. Here's it. I'll just show you. I mean, just browse around. And then and I'm not sure if like this is his. It might be his wife. I'm not sure, and their daughter possibly, but well, maybe not. Well, I guess it could be. It's just a Supaman featuring Ashley Hall. I hope you know. There's just some really interesting stuff this guy is doing. In fact, let's watch another one. Let's do it.
Hey, hope you know there's no one else like you. Hi-yo, hey-yo, hey-yo.
Have you ever seen anything like this? Like these music videos, and this is just cool. And I see this, I the whole time I'm watching this, like a bunch of his videos, I'm just like, man, when I find what I'm looking for in that mountain in New Mexico, these people across the country, honestly, all the different tribes, they have no idea. They don't even know, like, they don't even know I exist. They don't even know what I'm doing or trying to do. They don't know what I'm trying to find and discover. And I know it's there, and it's extremely valuable. And when I find it, there's no if, when I find it, I'll be using that to set up a trust fund or some kind of something, nonprofit, that most of what I find in there will be used to get these people back on their feet again. Restore the old glory. Because many of them are impoverished. They've been crapped on by the government. They've been crapped on their whole life. And even in previous generations, the Spaniards came, the conquistadors came, enslaved them, go in those mountains, dig out all the gold, until they couldn't take it anymore. 1680 comes around, they decide that today's the day. We're tired of this shit. And they revolted. It's called the Pueblo Revolt. 1680. And the guy in charge of the Spaniards at that time, 1680, I don't think it was this same guy, but there was a man by the name of Don Juan Onati, who was brought to America, which again, it wasn't America back then, from Spain. He was the guy in charge and went to what is now Santa Fe, New Mexico, set up camp basically, and started enslaving the Indians one by one, in all these different mountain ranges all across the whole area, not just New Mexico, like Colorado, Utah. I mean, they were all over the damn place. New Mexico for sure. But again, in 1680 they had enough. But when Dick Algar did the remote viewing session for me, and when I say for me, this is the time when I never even told him I was going out there. He had no clue I was going out there. And he remote viewed me out there that weekend, just because he felt like doing a remote viewing session without being tasked. Just, I'll do an open session and see what comes in. He sees me out there treasure hunting and says, there's absolutely a treasure out there. I can see it. And it was incredible. And come to find out, there's way more than one. And I plan on finding as many of them as I can find. And I've got Fred, the Indian, who told me when I first met him, without him knowing anything about me, he knew I was looking for gold in the mountain. He says, you're going to find it. They were communicating with him at the time, who, Great Spirit or somebody was communicating with him. You're going to find it. You're going to find what you're looking for. And he goes, yeah, you have their permission. Because I said, do I have permission to do this? Because this used to be sacred grounds a long time ago. Now it's just open BLM, land, most of this whole area, the mountain range for the most part. I'm like, do I have permission to do this? And he's like, yeah. They said, yeah. Go get it. It's all yours. Go get it. And so he goes, wait a minute. It's like, you're looking for one, and you find it. But then, oh, there's another one. You find that one too. Oh, there's another one. You're going to find that one too. He's like, you're going to find them all. Whatever you're looking for, you're going to find them all. At the time, I only knew about one. Now I know about 3. So I'm like, okay, if I could get in there and pull some of this stuff out and deal with it somehow, I will help these Indians out. None of these people know I exist. They have no idea. There's this white guy, this white jabroni, that's trying to do something for them, that will change their lives, get them off the drugs and alcohol, set up centers to help them, perhaps create companies with some of this money, let them work for a decent wage. You know, that just stuff. All kinds of different, there's all kinds of ways to help. And I'm like, yeah, I've got big plans, man. So I think universe says, oh yeah, he's not joking. He's going to help these people. And because he is pure of heart, we're going to give him the green light. He can go do this. And that's why I've been getting these clues and things. No one else gets them. No one else sees them except me. And then the next thing I know, we're on to something. And it's just incredible. So again, Julianne's doing these channeling sessions for me recently. When they say, you're going to start channeling coordinates to your beloved mountain in New Mexico, we're going to channel it to you. We're going to stream it right to you. Oh, really? Yes. Oh, and also the cryptologies. You will get the numbers on those too. That'll be coming soon again too. Meaning crypto. I go, oh wow, okay. But she goes, listen to this particular music that she had me listen to that I hadn't been listening to before. And she goes, and then envision yourself digging and like where you want to be and what you want to find as you listen to it as you sleep. And I got the first set of coordinates, I think. I'm like, wait a minute. These coordinates are out in that mountain range. Not anywhere near where I've ever looked, but... And when I went to bed that night, I didn't ask for anything specific. I just said, can you show me something interesting in the mountain? Maybe something that someone left behind somewhere, you know, that I don't know knows about. And I get this weird number, so I put it into the GPS basically on Google Earth, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think I had a psychic reading a couple years ago from Desiree that said something about this area that looked like this, and holy crap, this looks like that. What she described, and I'm going, holy crap, man, I need to go check that out. So then yesterday, or the day before really, I asked specifically, there's this one lead I was given, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for this thing, no. I don't need the first two parts of the coordinates for both numbers. I just need the decimal point after that. And I get this dream with this number that is just, it's the number of the whole dream. So I wake up, let me go look on the maps. Oh, I got to change from like hours, minute, second to decimal format. So I do, I switch it over. And then I go, okay, there's the first digit of the north, the first digit of the south, or the west. And again, those two numbers don't typically change for like hundreds of miles or something like big, or 100 miles or whatever it is. And I'm like, this is a very small few acre area. So I don't need that first number. I just need the decimal point after. They give me the number. Now I don't know if it was the north number or the west. So I'm moving this cursor around and I go, oh my God, the north happens to be there and the west happens to be there. Same number. A stone's throw away from each other, practically. But I'm going, okay, the north number is too far down. I know that based on the information I got from the map and stuff. And I go, it can't be down there. This has to be on a ledge. So I'm like, the west number, you can move it east and west, and of course the number stays the same because you're not moving up and down or whatever, whatever number that was. So, okay, right in this line, or maybe that was the north number, whatever it was, I can move it left to right. And there's an alignment on the map that it says to look for, which I found this alignment before I was even given the map and even knew about this. I was up there exploring and saw this interesting alignment at this one spot. And then a couple days later, I'm given this lead with the map, basically. And it says, oh, go up to this area, we call it this, and it lines down there with this big, giant, flat rock. And I go, oh my God, I did that 2 days ago. I already did it. And I'm thinking, was that a coincidence? Absolutely not. And the story is that there is a pretty sizable amount of gold bars down there that you could fit in the back of a pickup truck and fill the thing. And it might even go over the back of the truck. So that, if those are gold bars, that is a lot of gold bars. That is a lot of money. And looking for a very specific entry point that I was told about on this map. Has been difficult to find because I've tried it 2 or 3 times now. Haven't found it. So I'm like, let me just ask tonight, can I get the coordinates? And I get a damn dream with numbers and I punch them in, and it's literally one of the numbers is below the cliffside, if you will, and I'm like, it can't be that one. The other number is right on the cliffside, where the map's basically saying it's up on the cliffs. The question is which layer of the cliffs is it on? And I have an idea. And that particular secondary number, whatever, put me on the cliffside. And I'm going, okay, well, there's the alignment. So if I scoot this over to cross that alignment that I already found, is that X marks the spot? And sure enough, it's right on the cliffside. It's on one thing lower than what I had initially been looking. And I told myself, okay, I've looked this one over pretty good. Next time I come back, I'm going one down below. His map doesn't seem like it's drawn right to be that low, but it could be. You never know. I mean, you know, he's the guy's drawing that he supposedly drew it down in the town. He wasn't even up at the mountain when he drew it, so he's going off of his memory. This old Indian guy, back I think in the 50s or 60s, 1950s or 60s. So it's been handed down to this lady's kids. They couldn't find it. Now they're grown up. They gave up. They gave it to this other guy. He went out there for a week or two. He couldn't find it with a group of his guys. And then I knew an author of a book who happened to know that guy, which I didn't know him, and he just told me the story. He said, hey, you're out in that area. Let me just see if he'll give it to you and work it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So he called me up. Yeah, I'd like you to go check this out. And if you find something, please remember me. I said, oh, absolutely, I'll remember you. Believe me. You know, I'm not just going to take this and it's all mine. You know, no way. So he'll definitely get a nice share, but that'll be one of the ones that's would be easy to get into if I could find this particular spot. I don't have to do much digging at all. And then go down in there. The map's very instructive. Once you're in, go this way in the tunnel. You're going to find this. When you find that, go through that. Then you're in this room. There's the bars, you know, all this stuff. So I'm like, man, I got to go do that. But I just haven't had the time lately. You know, stupid COVID and all that stopped me last year. And it's already about to be summer. It's getting too hot to be out in the damn desert. So it's like, okay, maybe the fall time frame I'll have time to go over there and do that. But if I can find what I'm looking for, any of these three sites, and when Fred tuned in to two of them, he goes, Joe, I don't know which is which. He goes, there's a lot of treasure at both, a lot of gold. He goes, but one of them has way more, like a lot, way bigger than the other one. But they're both, you know, you'd be filthy rich if you found the things, either of them. And I'm not trying to get filthy rich. I don't need to be filthy rich. I have a mission to help these people that I said like 20 something years ago, watching a treasure show about people finding treasure and all this, and how the Indians were raped and killed and thrown into these caves with the treasure. You know, they just threw them away like they were trash. You go hide the treasure and then we kill you. You know, that's how they were treated. And I'm like, man, if I ever had an opportunity to go treasure hunting and like I found something, first thing I would do, but I got to help these people out. I'd help these Indian people out because they've suffered. That's their whole life stories. They've being enslaved, suffering, war, taken advantage of, kicked off the land, like it never ends. And I'm like, man, it's time to change that. At least some of it, you know. And money helps. You know, money isn't everything. No, but boy, it sure effing helps. You know, when you don't have debt and you don't have to worry about buying food. Do I have enough money? Do I have enough gas money to do it? Boy, it sure helps. You know, get them off the drugs and alcohol. Many of them are on that stuff just because they're just in a crappy life because of the circumstances that happened to them. So I'm like, man, I need to help these people. And I met Fred, and I've helped Fred a bunch of times to help him with gas money and stuff. Hey, Joe, I need to go up to northern New Mexico. I'm down here in South Arizona. Can you give me a little offering? Help me out? Absolutely. I said, anytime you need any damn thing, don't be all nervous. You just call me or text me. Hey, man, I need a couple bucks. And every now and then he does. Not that often, but he does. And I'm like, you know what? You don't even have to tell me what you're doing. He's like, oh, my brothers and so they need firewood up there. You know, they're running low. This and that. No problem. And he'll like send me pictures of the stuff he bought and brought over there and a heater and all this stuff. I'm like, you know, you don't have to show me. I don't think you're like lying to me, you know. But he just wanted to say, like, no, here's this goods I bought with your money. You know, I just wanted to show you. So I'm glad I could help him. I'm glad that man came into my life because he's going to be taking me, as he said to me, Joe, I'm going to be taking you to some very sacred places. and I'm going to be taking you onto some reservations, and we're going to do some things with you. You got, because he's been getting downloads. You are to help that guy Joe. He's got a mission, and you have to help him. And it all goes back to his people, anyways. Ultimately. So I'm just honored that all this happened, and again, I think universe is like, yep, we're going to give that one guy the green light, because he's not going to see this and lose his mind and go, oh, screw the Indians, I got to keep this. This is the richest man in the world now. Nope, that's not me. I'll see it. I'll be super excited. I'll be looking at it going, oh my God, like doing the math in my head. How many bars are in here? There's 2,000 bars of gold, and they weigh how much each? Oh my God, whatever it is. And that's just me going to go, oh, good. That's just more help I can do. And some of that money, I probably should invest into newer companies, technologies that are going to be beneficial to mankind. Not, I'm just going to invest in the stock market. Oh, I'm going to invest it in crypto, or I'm going to put it in these old companies. No thanks. I want the new technology, the stuff that's going to push humanity forward. So I thought, well, I'll take a little bit of the money to do that too. It has to be for positive purposes. And I said, look, am I going to keep any of this at all? Absolutely, yeah. I'll keep a little bit. For sure. Hell, I'm the one out there risking my life on the side of a mountain. Amongst other places. Deadly cliff sides, man. I'm going to have to rappel down to some of these places. And, it's dangerous as hell. So, for that reason alone, yeah, I mean, I got to keep something, of course. And I've said that a million times. I'm not like, I didn't go back on my word. I've never said that. But the bulk of what I need to do, if I got to use a massive amount of that stuff that I find to do what I need to do for my promise, it's a done deal. It's done. It's written in stone. It's already done. I just got to find it. So I think I got effing coordinates in my dream last night, no, 2 nights ago, to practically the spot. Now, do I know this for sure? No, I haven't been out there again yet. I got to go back out there. But on Google Earth and my mapping stuff I'm looking at, I'm going, oh my God. Because if I start changing that number even slightly, it throws it way off of the area. And I'm like, this couldn't have been more precise. It is literally on the cliffside. And that's where this guy wrote down. It's on the cliffside. This secret entrance, basically. And it's not visible. There's a covering to look for, a very specific covering to look for out there. And I just haven't found it yet. So I'm like looking at my map going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, did I just get it? Did they just give it to me? But I got to go out there now and see. Go right over there to that GPS coordinate and go, okay, here's where it is. Let me check. Is there anything that looks like what I was told to look for? And if there is, forget about it. It'll be epic. So, of course, I told my Patreon members too, like when I find something out there too, of substantial size, not a little tiny artifact or something, but like, some treasure. I'm like, anyone that's active in my Patreon, you'll get a little cut. Like I'm gonna break you off a piece, because what I'm looking for down there will be so massive. It would easily be for me to break off a little piece for my peeps on Patreon. Give them multiples of what they've paid me over the last year or two or whatever. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just go buy it in crypto and then give all you guys crypto. Go, here you go, a little bonus, guys. Here you go. And dump it on them. So that'd be kind of cool. But anyways, that's all I got to say about that. Take care.